Dickens with Free My Cure. I don't know if that went on there, but hey guys, my name's Nicola Dickens with Free My Cure. Welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. Whichever the case may be. Well, that's a mouthful. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Come on. There it is. Oh, you're such a baby, huh? Here. He doesn't come up to say hi all that often anymore, but he does sometimes. Huh. And Mama loves it when you do. Never does. Such a good boy. I don't know how you can't, how some people don't love dogs. They're so wonderful. So, let's make sure that our feed is live. Or I've been talking to myself for a couple minutes, which, that happens too. It's, that wouldn't be abnormal. Okay, we got that. No. It's too hard. Come on. Now it's trying to change stuff. I swear sometimes it won't work. For some reason, I just cannot get anything to work for this day. Alright, it looks like we are live on both platforms. So, and I'm looking at that Content 360 to see if I can just post in one area. Or post, that one area, and then it sends it all out, but it's been a long week. Okay, so today we are reviewing Brainfizz, which is an 18 to 28% THC 50-50 hybrid. So, I said it last week? Yeah, I believe last week I said that I got these. It was kind of an accident. I thought I had clicked the number or the button for concentrate and it was this, but I've been enjoying it. My husband has also been very much so enjoying it. So, there's only one left. But for good reason. So that's what she looks like. She is a half-gram Brainfizz, or Fizz. So I love the little jar. It's just so cute. Alrighty. Let's see what she's like. Really, really. Let's have another one here. So I actually end up doing that way more often than what I'd like to admit, because I don't know, some of the big lighters, they last forever, and other ones not so much. And today we're not going to be, doing the news segment part. We're going to be doing misconceptions of medical marijuana. Let me tell you, she tastes really good. You can taste that pungency, but it has a little bit of sweetness. Earthy, very earthy, almost like dirt, not necessarily an earthy, but a dirt earthy. Oh, very nice, very nice. My nose. I'm really not getting sick, I swear. So, today we're going to be talking about Brainfizz. It is an 18 to 28% THC. No other CBDs or CBNs, and it is a 50-50 hybrid. And she is more of a leaning sativa hybrid. She hails from Mycerin and sativa leaning terpenes like Lime lemonade. And I apologize. Right before I got on my, as I was, getting ready to push the button, I dropped my coffee on my on my book. So I'm trying to read it as best as I can. Hopefully we'll be okay. So the flavors of this beauty is citrus, pungent, and earthy. Effects are calm, euphoric, uplifting, uplifted, weightless, and tingling. So the uplifted, weightless are actually together. And I don't understand what it means. So, I put it in there for that reason. I wanted to make sure I could remember it because, I don't remember anything. I, walk to the next room and go, crap, all the time. And it's not because I'm high. So I don't understand what the uplifted weightless is, but it has a tingling effect. It kind of starts in your throat and tingles its way down. It is a nice strain. I do like smoking in flower. However, I am a little curious about what it is like on concentrate. So, medicinally to treat stress, fatigue, mood elevations, anxiety, depression, makes you a little bit more sociable, and a mood stabilizer. My husband loves this. He has loved it. It is his thing. He, like I said, he wanted to know, did you do your review yet? Because I want it. Like, okay. So it's kind of funny. So some of these I may take from how he gets it and then how I take it, because everybody's a little bit different, so we kind of react a little bit differently to things. So, my notes under this, where'd it go? I always do that. There it is. I found it very interesting. Red 22, so this company here actually developed this strain. So, and I thought that was quite interesting, so I wanted to make sure to put that in there and let you know. They've done a great job. I just noticed live ice water hash infused half-gram pre-roll 5-pack. It has ice water hash infused indoor flower and a half-gram pre-rolls. So that is the company that does it. This is a whole little jar. It's really cute. And then it's got great information on it. Let's see. Ingredients: cannabis, flower, ice water, hash. And then they go with the Arizona Department of Health Service warning. Their Instagram X is 22 red. Oh no, okay, just Instagram's 22 red, and then the other one is 22 red LA. So I like these little jars. They're really cute. Will I keep them? Probably not, because I keep collecting stuff that I'm never going to use. They're just cute, and I've got to stop doing that. It's so quiet today. Known for a evanescent, tingly, cerebral sensation, it provides a weightless euphoria, warm comfort, and calming effects. This strain is primarily in Arizona and Nevada because it does come from the 22 red, and that's where they are licensed. She packs a super stony, citrusy high. She helps you get your ass off the couch, motivating you to get up and get going. And that is very true. She will leave you happy, in a happy mood, and washing away the negativity of the day. A great muse to inspire the inner artist and or child. And she will relax you into a great movie for the evening once you get some of the sativa effects. I'm like, I don't know how I want to say that. So we're doing a few misconceptions of medical marijuana because there are many, so we're just doing a few of them. Medical marijuana is often misunderstood as an cure-all. Again, coffee. They either find it as a cure-all or a dangerous gateway drug. Now, to go into that gateway drug, I decided let's do a definition purely because everybody always has their little definitions. They're not the same. Some of them are actually correct, some are not. So with the ever-growing, we need to learn our terminology that I've been working with, is gateway is a drug, or gateway is a habit-forming substance whose use is statistically associated with an increased likelihood of transitioning to more potent, dangerous, or illicit substances. Okay, so right there they're trying to tell us, oh my goodness, it's a gateway drug, it's going to make you go do whatever, coke, ecstasy, I can't think of them right now, opioids of some sort, sorry. And then it will lead to others. Keep that in the back of your head because we're going to be going over that part in a minute. In reality, it's a targeted therapeutic tool with a specific clinical uses. That is cannabis. Recognized benefits and defined risk that must be managed by a medical professional, just like opioids. I think big pharmaceutical opioids are the largest gateway drugs of today in modern medicine. It just is. People get that feeling and they want to keep that feeling, and in order to do that they've got to keep using and then increase it to where now we have Narcan and people died on the streets. It's very sad. So in exploring the misconceptions of cannabis or medical marijuana. Misconception number 1. All medical cannabis gets too high. Reality, cannabis plants contain over 100 different chemical compounds, primarily tetrahydrocannabinoid, or THC, and cannabinoidol, which is CBD. THC is the psychoactive compound that produces a high. However, many medical patients today are opting for CBD dominant products or specific ratios responsible anti-inflammatory and anti-anxiety benefits without the intoxication. Okay, this is the last page of that. Misconception 2. It is a universal cure. In reality, okay, this one's going to be fun. In reality, while medical cannabis shows promise in managing chronic pain, chemotherapy-induced nausea, spasticity, and seizure disorders, some cancers, Crohn's, and digestional, its effectiveness values drastically depends on the patient's genetic profile and the specific disease and the exact cannabinoid profile being used. So, I have to take, or in order to use cannabis, the first thing I need to know is what that cannabis is, which is very important. Very important, that's why I do this channel. And then you have to look at what you have and then start comparing the two, strain to and both ways, comparing them as much as possible. And then you've got to look at how you're going to react to it. Do I have a very low tolerance of it, or do I have a very high tolerance? And that's going to tell me, hey, you may need to use a little bit less, or hey, you need to lose a little bit more, or any kind of any of that. And the only thing I have to ask in this particular situation is, does that sound like a gateway drug? I mean, does it sound like a gateway drug? It doesn't to me. Because if people are using the THC and then they're going backwards and using CBD because, hey, I'm getting help with that, that tells me right there it is not a gateway drug. Right there. Misconception number 2. Oh, never mind. Let me finish. This is why my channel aims to educate on medical marijuana. Medical marijuana can do a lot for us. It can help with cancers. It can help with all of these things, your anxiety and your depression and all of these things without the need for Big Pharma to intervene. And as I said, I believe Big Pharma is the largest gateway drug out there because of us, because of humans. Humans are all about, hey, feeling good. And this is a broad definition. If something feels good, they want to do it again. That's why we have addictions. That's why we have all of that. So, when all of this comes down to play, the misconceptions that this is a gateway drug, or it's highly addictive, or it's any of those really, is a lie, because people aren't pushing the higher dosages. Yes, THC today is at its all-time high as far as the THC content in it, but we've changed that plant so much throughout the last 70 years trying to do something with it, either making it more potent or making it less potent, or just, testing. What does it do? What does it help? You had Rick Simpson, a Canada gentleman who figured out, hey, I can give people RSO and it helps take the cancer away. It helps put them in remission. But Big Pharma just keeps saying, here's some money, Congress. Don't say nothing. And I think it's time. I think it's time we say something, because I think they're skipping over a very important thing when it comes to this addiction. Because humans are going to be more attracted to something that they are using because it makes them feel good, they're going to keep doing it. They're not going to back it down and go to, oh, okay, well, maybe CBD would be better. That doesn't work. When you're using Big Pharma, let's just use Vicodin, for instance. Short-term use is fine, and you don't usually get addicted to it. You don't normally need more and more and more for that fix. You use it for the time that you're sick or something's going on, and then you get off of it. The problem is that people do that, and then they're dependent on that pain medicine, not because the pain has gone away, but because you're used to taking something for that medicine or for that pain. Now all of a sudden I've stopped taking that pain or taking that medicine, but I'm still hurting. So you have to break that. You have to make sure that, especially with the opioids, that you sleep between the days. You have to get some sleep, and that is very important. Sleep is more important than anything else other than water that you could do. People that have insomnia really, really bad, and there's a family in another country that I've heard of, and I can't remember. It's like Argentina or something. I can't remember. But they don't sleep. They have insomnia, and they have insomnia to the point that they have to get medical help to go to sleep. Can't remember what the name of it was though. I'll have to figure it out and put it down in the description. It's very, very interesting. But once you start losing sleep by the 24-hour period to the first day, you're not really, I mean, I've done it. I don't feel too bad after the first day. Just, okay, I need to sleep tonight. Make sure I sleep tonight. The second day, you kind of start getting that, I'm seeing something inside of my head, but I keep it, when I turn, it's not there. That kind of a thing. I'm trying to think where to put this. The third day of no sleep, now you're going, what? Did you say something? And they're hearing, they have that auditory in there. Now, a human, I believe the longest amount of time that any human has ever gone without sleep, I think it's been right about the 6-month mark. I could be wrong, but it's, if you don't get that sleep, you won't live. It's, your body has to shut down. Now, with some of the opioids that are out there, your body doesn't shut down completely. You still get racing thoughts, it's not good rest, and that has a problem. So you need to make sure that you sleep between them. And as your body gets more and more used to it, the same regular dose isn't going to cut it anymore. Now, let's say I took one, what did I say, Vicodin? The last time. Now I'm like, okay, well, can I have it for a couple of days after this clears up, because I know it's not going to be nice. Usually that's kind of what I used to do that. I don't anymore. The last time I left the hospital, the only pain medicine I asked for was a prescription of the 5% lidocaine patches. That was it. The doctor kind of looked at me and she's like, really? I'm like, that's it, yeah. Okay. So, that's not an addiction quality. Just saying. That's why Trump reclassified cannabis, is because there is medical quality to cannabis. We just need to figure out what. Sorry about that. Misconception number 3. It is completely safe and risk-free because it's a medicine. The reality, just like Big Pharma, medical marijuana carries potential side effects and risks. Potential adverse effects include cognitive impairment. I hope so, because when I'm not feeling well, yeah, I want that impairment to help. Increased heart rate and the slower reaction times. Those are the big issues when it comes to cannabis. Cannabis itself has never taken a life. It has not happened. I mean, you have to smoke 2 times your body weight before you're going to have that type of reaction to cannabis, which I adore. It's also not recommended for people with a history of psychosis. Oh. The cannabis psychosis link, a new study shows who consumes high-potency cannabis between the ages of 16 and 18 are twice as likely to experience psychotic episodes such as hallucinations, delusions by their mid-20s compared to those low-potency strains or abstaining. The longitude study, I can't say the word. A study published in Addiction highlights cannabis risks to the adolescent's brain development, and in today's world, cannabis has become significantly more potent. And long-term use can lead to dependency, they say, but further testing and observation really needs to be done. Misconception number 4, smoking is a healthier way to consume cannabis. In reality, medical professionals generally advise against smoking cannabis due to their toxic combustion products produced between the carcinogens, tar, and carbon monoxide. While cannabis smoke has not been definitively linked to lung cancer at the same rates as tobacco, but can still cause chronic bronchitis. Safer alternatives for medical use includes tinctures, edibles, and don't forget those topicals. I love the topicals. I do. I will use hemp lotion when I have really bad eczema going on, and it's amazing. I love it. We need an RSO patch. Oh yeah, we need an RSO patch. Like, you know, those lidocaine patches, you peel the sticky off, or you peel the cellophane off the sticky and you put it on wherever you're hurting. I would love to see one of those with cannabis, because that would be freaking nice. You can stick it on there and it would just help. That's the pain. That would work. However, again, habit-forming behavior. No, I don't think, or not, sorry. Addiction. Gateway drug. I don't think so. Because not getting high off of a patch. So, misconception 5, it's identical to recreational cannabis. The reality, well, both stem from the same plant. Medical cannabis are strictly regulated. Oh my God. Medical products often require physician's recommendation, lab testing for purity, peptides and heavy metals, and specific controlled dosages that align with patient's symptoms. Recreational use, on the other hand, is generally self-directed. I wrote that down for a very good reason. I've never had a doctor talk to me about what I was using, except when I end up in the hospital. They ask if you use any medical marijuana. I say yes. They ask you, okay, how do you take it? I'm like, I smoke it and I eat it. Okay, they got that down. That's it. That's the only time I have ever been talked to about medical marijuana. I have never been talked to like, oh, okay, well, this strain helps you more with this, and this over here, you want an indica if you have cancer. None of that. I ended up reaching out to a guy named Rick Simpson, who came up with Rick Simpson oil and started giving it to cannabis patients, and those cannabis patients were getting better. So he kept trying to go to the doctors and say, it's working, and they didn't want anything to do with it. Nothing. To the point that they threw him in jail. He wrote a book with all of his findings in it, and then he had to leave to the UK because they were going to imprison him. It's horrible what they were going to do. And there are several accounts in the book about cannabis helping. So yes, cannabis is not a cure-all. I will agree with that. I don't think every cancer is cured by cannabis. I don't think that. I think that we need to do more testing to find out what is, so that we can make sure that those patients get that information. But other than that, we don't see a lot of information, education, or even really any curiosity of any real substances of the doctor. So, so I am going to tell you how it's done in Arizona. So we have both medicinal and recreational cannabis. Recreational cannabis only passed a couple years ago. So we only had medical marijuana for the most part. So in order to get it, you'd have to go to a physician and you would have to get a recommendation. It's like, basically what they do is they have you fill out a medical thing, they look at it, they approve it because you have whatever qualifying conditions, then you pay for your credential or your letter in order to get your card, which is normally, I want to say it's $150. But it's for 2 years now. We only had it for a year for a long time. Now it's for 2. But other than that, I have never been able to sit down with a doctor and have them know anything of substance about cannabis. And I personally feel like that needs to change. I think our medical providers need to start seeing this and getting a little bit more inquisitive. Because this could really help people. And I get it. There's no cure. There's no money in a cure. There never is. But you can do so much more with this than you could with anything Big Pharma has. I mean, damn. Look at what they do every day to cancer patients or to kids with cancers or any of that. And they have no worry, they don't care. They're so removed from all of that that it is easy for them to go, no, because Big Pharma will not, or at this point, Big Pharma does not have the rights to use the actual cannabis flower or any part of it. So I find that interesting. If people wanted to, to really help and save the planet and save other people, maybe we need to start learning a little bit more about a plant. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't light it over there. Now, I will say that you can find cannabis strains to do all kinds of things. You can get some of the strains that are amazing for chronic pain. You can also find anxiety, depression. It does so much. You can turn it into like textiles, like your dresses, your shirts, your whatever. Petrol. You can make biofuel from cannabis. We could save our rainforest because hemp is stronger than paper, tree paper. Hemp is stronger than cotton. Flax is definitely way stronger than cotton, and it lasts a lot longer. It keeps its shape. It's awesome, and I don't understand anymore why the plant is outlawed. I don't understand why the federal government just doesn't go, fuck this, it's legal, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to come up with standardized reporting. So you're going to ask for we're going to take your dispensary license and we're going to go, okay, we're going to work with each other. This way they get access to federal banking. They get access to other medical stuff. Or the access to give more medical stuff. Greater testing. You would get so much testing out of universities and hospitals that it would be insane because it would be dumb not to do this. There are so many things, and honestly, as Jack Harris said, there's a $50,000 grant that is waiting for anybody that can prove that the emperor wears no clothes is false. Any part of it. You find me what's false in that book and I'll give you 50 grand is what Jack Harris said in the early 80s, and it has never happened. Crazy. that's it for today, guys. I'm so happy to have you here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and smash that subscribe. I try to be here every day around noonish. Definitely between 11 and 1. And we always talk about cannabis. We're going to be doing a lot more. I'm going to get back into the book that we've been reading. It is just, I don't know, it's been a little weird. I ended up in the hospital, and then coming home from the hospital, you know how you are, you're like, and I'm trying to get back in the routine, but I'm doing it. We got this going on, as always. Come on, can say bye. Oh, I gotta say the words. As always, guys. See? Well, as it goes, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope each and every one of you have a beautiful day. Stay medicated, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Say bye!